Greetings to all my listeners and viewers out there on the WhatsApp and sorry, my phone. On the Primal 4K app, Fit FM 96.7, Facebook, YouTube. I want to welcome you all to Primal Sports Center. I'm your host, Dale.
And I'm sorry about that. I'm Kane the Schwab Watson. Sorry about that. Flu bug being bothering me from week, but you know what time it is? It's time for Primal Sports. And we always have a jam-packed show, and we have a 1 hour show today, so we're trying to bring it to you live. And we picked up from where we left off last week, where we predicted the NFL, the Super Bowl final prediction, where I, Kane Schwab Watson, got it right again.
Oh, you got that one right?
I mean, I told the Chiefs.
Chiefs?
You were buck shuffling between who you're going to choose last week. Okay. Playing it safe on the fence. Then you don't remember if people watch the episode from last week, where I cornered him and he had to make a choice. He was like, that. He went to the 49ers in case he forgot. I mean, and I was saying that it was hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes. And in the end, that proved true because he pulled through in the final seconds, I wouldn't say seconds of the game, but seconds of the game to push it to overtime and then, leading the charge to win in overtime. But separate and apart from that, it was an exciting finals and a finals of, I would say, a lot of defensive tactics because both teams played well defensive throughout the first 4 quarters. In the overtime, it was, just a matter of superstar stepping up to the plate and finish it off, which Patrick Mahomes definitely is. And he's now touted already as one of the greatest quarterbacks ever in a 7-year period, 8-year career, where he has made so much championship finals, Super Bowl finals, won Super Bowl titles, Super Bowl MVPs, regular season MVPs. All his accolades speaks for itself. And Patrick Mahomes is the man of the hour. And it's hard to bet against a man like that.
And if we can run back the tape from about 4 weeks back, when I said they were going to crown this man, once him got through Baltimore and...
Or you could run the tape from last week when you said 49ers would win.
Yeah, I said 49ers. I was bringing the 49ers, but I knew Mahomes would have won this game, but I was just going with the 49ers because, I like Brock Purdy.
Oh, come on. You can't...
As a QB, but as I said before, Mahomes is
remember we're honest here, we can't sound like the regular folk, where you're going back and forth. Stick with your pick, man.
No, I know that based on the narrative out there, and I just know that Mahomes would have won this, in the end. Brock Purdy, I was just hoping that, Brock Purdy would have performed. Well, he did perform well to me, based on what I saw in the match. It was a toe-to-toe. He went back and forth with Patrick Mahomes. So
I think it was more of a defensive game, though, much more than the quarterbacks going back and forth. It was a low-scoring game, especially in the first half.
It was low-scoring, but...
Yes. I think the kickers played an important part in the game.
Yes.
Especially that Super Bowl record where the kicker for... The 49ers scored a 57-yard kick that, if he had missed that, the game would have tipped in the balance of the 49ers. That was a big kick for me, for the 49ers. So for me, it was more, it wasn't a quarterback showdown, if you ask me.
It wasn't a big showdown, but for me, it was still a showdown.
No, because they get the highlights of the game. To me, the defensive should get more, especially Chris Jones on the Chiefs. Yeah. Mahomes got MVP because all the highlights on him, that those bolstering runs in the last part, and he has the ball in his hands. So all of that.
Why a lot of people say Chris Jones is just a blunder of the defensive coach from the 49ers. That's why they had to fire him.
So that's more on the end of the 49ers than the Chiefs.
That's the defensive coach, the defensive coordinator for the 49ers, not the Niners. I meant the offensive coordinator. Can't remember his name. Did a horrible job, in my opinion, in the second half. Instead of running the ball, kept passing.
But even so, where the game change was that the kick. Where the fumble by the 49ers.
I thought the game changed from before that.
But that was a pivotal play, though.
When Patrick Mahomes threw that interception in the early part of the third quarter, the Niners had the ball at the Kansas City 49. McCaffrey was getting a 3-4 yards every run. Why not run the ball? You're on the three straight passes for no yards. 3 3 times.
So you're saying it was more of a 49ers blunders than anything else? Then?
Of course.
So why are you crowning Patrick Mahomes then?
Based on what he did against
in the last
Baltimore.
part?
No,
Baltimore. Where Lamar Jackson didn't show up.
Not Lamar alone, but I'm
the
just
whole
saying
Baltimore
that,
team.
Yeah, the team itself, the Baltimore team was loaded. I think probably just as loaded, more loaded than
the Chiefs.
Than this 49ers team. No.
Oh,
the 49ers, the Chiefs not loaded. The Chiefs they just come together at the right time.
Yeah.
So for me, I told you 3 weeks ago that I crowned Mahomes as the greatest ever.
What did he do to get that though? I mean,
if I had
is the Super Bowl performance?
For me, it's the eye test.
Yeah, but the Super Bowl performance doesn't jump off the sheet for you.
Last year on 1 foot.
No, that's last year definitely.
Yeah,
so you're crowning from last year then?
No. I'm crowning him this year based on
what?
The team that he had, based on the regular season that he had. No receivers. Everybody was basically dropping balls during the regular season. The team is basically just Pat Mahomes and Mr. Kelsey.
Well, got defensive Chiefs.
You can say Chris Jones and the cornerback, they're pretty good, but for me, I think beating Baltimore crowned him for me.
Baltimore is on.
Baltimore was a loaded team.
Yeah, Baltimore ain't that good.
Loaded. But for me, as I say,
they choked, and I expected them to do that.
I'm definitely going with Mahomes.
Out of all the current players now, I'm going with Mahomes.
All the players that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
There's only one person. I think for me, I probably would have second guessed maybe Joe Montana. Because Joe Montana did some incredible things.
It's starting to sound like Froggy. When you have something against somebody, I know Froggy have something against Messi and you have something against Tom Brady. How can you leave Tom Brady out of that conversation right there?
Tom Brady,
people are listening to you, Peter, how much people are online now? Give us, I'm sure it's over 25,000 people, 27,000 people listening to you right now. Thanks for all the viewers out there. I mean, they tune in to listen to this.
Yeah. But for me though, I think Pat Mahomes have a little extra.
No, of course, I said this as well.
Over Brady, and I think Joe Montana have a little extra over Brady in terms of legs and movement. You know what I mean? And Joe played lights out in all 4 Super Bowls. Lights out, undefeated, 4-0. 4-0. He's the only one that's 4-0.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that's 4-0.
Exactly.
But when you start to go to more finals, you get to realize that you're gonna lose at some point in time. Because you think if Joe went to 7, you win ourselves, probably.
Boy, Joe was great.
I mean, I won my first 3 nationals. At one point, I thought I could lose, and then I lost.
I'd have to check
I was 3-0, and then
3-0,
and then again. I mean, the more finals you go, the more chance you have of losing.
In all fairness, your losses, I think, was lack of motivation. That's what set in for your losses. So I think you can agree with me with that. A couple of those finals weren't in any shape or anything like that. So. But for me,
I just lost to somebody that put in more work and deservedly so. I was on the top of the hill and nothing to look around and stuck in one place. Exactly. So it was different.
Exactly.
No, I wasn't say lack of motivation, but someone put in more work than me, and that's why it happens. You got kicked off the top of the hill. But I can say I was on top of the hill, looking sky high, with nobody around in sight.
Yeah.
It was just probably too easy at that point in time. Yes, but I mean, Joe Montana is a top dog, and Pat Mahomes is a top dog, and Tom Brady is a top dog. But you just keep on leaving Tom Brady out of the equation. It's only like Froggy where you just have something against Messi.
What I can give Tom credit for is his
brain. But that trumps everything.
I know it trumps everything, but Pat is still a smart guy. And I think Joe is still.
Look at Michael Vick and Cam Newton and
that's just all talent.
But hold on, before Patrick Mahomes, because how long we know each other? Long time. Yeah, I mean,
years.
Over 20
decades.
years.
Over 2 decades.
I'm not even 40, I feel like I know it for 50 years. And 10 years ago, what were you speaking about Patrick Mahomes? This is how you're speaking about Russell Wilson. He had all the tools, everything. No, don't tell me that.
No, I would have never said Russell Wilson was at.
No,
was a
you
top
were he
few.
was on that
No,
trajectory
he was
for
at,
you.
he was at.
Yes, you were touting up
No, I
Russell
wouldn't
Wilson.
touted him as
You were a
as a
Seahawks.
goat. No.
No, you were
I was-
touting Russell Wilson to be better than Tom
Hold
Brady.
on a second. Produce also.
We have Manny V from Texas HITT online now.
All right, so people
Take a short break and we'll go
yes.
jump on some table tennis news. Because you know
Yes.
we're table tennis people and we love our table tennis.
Apparently, he's the owner of this club and he has something to offer to the table tennis community. The table tennis community here in Jamaica, Houston Table Tennis Club, and his name is Manny
Velasquez. I've only heard the name and
Yes.
I've seen you on posts with your friends on Facebook, but I don't know it personally. So break it down for us about what we're speaking about right now, because here you have some breaking news for us that's going to help Jamaica table tennis.
How are you, gentlemen? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Um,
We're good. How are you?
I am good. How are you? Good to see you.
Yeah. I mean, we're hanging in there, you know. Life
Yes.
is good. We can't complain. We have to give thanks all the time. And plus, we have sports to watch and we have sports to play. Yeah?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Don't stop playing table tennis yet. It's
Well, they
too
want me to
early.
stop playing, but I don't think I'm going to stop. Even my producer saying I need to come and play more often. But yeah, I have to play.
Not just that, but we have to. So let me get to what we're talking about. It is a proposal that I developed along with Mr. Stephen Grant from Casata.
Yeah.
Kingston and St. Andrew Table Tennis Association.
Yes, sir. We met during the World Table Tennis Championships here in Houston, Texas. He came to the championships. I had conversations with him before. We were friends on Facebook, like I was friends for a long time with Kane as well. And one of my great friends here from Houston is Roberto Dino Biles.
Yeah, past Jamaican champion.
Yes, and legendary. And also Mr. Keith Evans is also past Jamaican national champion.
Yeah, another legend of the sport here in Jamaica.
Yeah, very good friends of Hector Bennett as well.
Yeah, another legend. You know all the legends.
Yeah. The thing is this, to make it simple, I am from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I am an old guy. I was a player during the 1970s.
Yeah.
So during those times, Jamaica ruled the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Jamaica were the best. And this wasn't, we're not even talking about people like Desmond Douglas, right? Who was highly well ranked. Jamaica has always been very strong. This is my personal feeling. I am from the Caribbean. Yes, I'm from Puerto Rico. But if Puerto Rico cannot win, then I want Caribbean to win. This is the part of the world where we all come from.
Yeah.
So I've always said that all of us from the islands, the Caribbean, we're the same people. We just grew up in a different island with slightly different food, a little bit different culture, but we're all the same people. So I've always rooted for, my friends in Cuba, Dominican Republic, Jamaica. Table tennis sports in general should be outside of politics, table tennis specifically. So now to the point in question. Sadly, Samuelson, Kane were the two, latest of the competitive level of Jamaica players that competed in, Central American, Caribbean Championships, and beyond. I was approached as a friend individually by Mr. Grant and also Mr. Biles. Between them and myself, we coordinated bringing a few juniors. Unfortunately, this coordination is based on the financial ability of their family to support them. So, unfortunately for them, they only had enough money to come for 1 or 2 weeks of training. But in the 1 or 2 weeks of training, when they return, they show great promise. So in conversations with Mr. Grant, I decided to put together a proposal. I know Kane is familiar with Broward County.
Definitely.
table tennis club in Florida, etc. Very few people are familiar with the Houston International Table Tennis Academy, but I am proud to talk a little bit about it. Our head coach, or the executive head coach and owner of the academy, is Wang Hui, who is a very good close friend of Wang Hao, world champion, and also of Liu Guoliang. Uh, Coach Wang has trained two Olympians, Timothy Wang and also Tom Feng. Both of them participated two times in the Olympics. They also became national champions. Coach Wang was the first level coach when Wang Xuxing and Liang Jinkun, both members of China national team currently, when both of them were little kids, Coach Wang is the first coach they had moving them forward. We are fortunate that they visited our academy while they were here in the sorry, Jendo. They visited us uh, when they were here for the World Table Tennis Championships. This brought to our attention the fact that Jamaica in general needs to train the next generation of students, the next generation of kids. We have 10 professional level coaches. By professional level, I mean Kane knows about USATT ratings.
Yeah.
All of our coaches are rated above 2,500, including Ojo Naolapo, who is one of our coaches right now, was ex-Nigeria national team. Carlos Hernandez, ex-Cuba national team, also played professionally in Europe League. We have two Sri Lanka national team coaches. And our coaches, one of our coaches, Shiji Biao, was teammate of Malone, Yan An, and Wang Xuxin in the China national games a few years ago. We have very high level coaches. We have a great training program. We create camps that drop the cost of the training for the kids to approximately under $20 an hour for the training, provided that we have the numbers. If we can bring at least four of the young boys, four of the young ladies, and this is where I'm putting it on Kane.
Yeah.
We need young coaches, brother.
Yeah.
We know of the legends of the past, and we honor the legends of the past. But it would be, I'm 68.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be coaching the high level kids,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? That's why I function in the academy as the general manager. That's my position there. And although I am a certified coach, I'm not the guy coaching the kids. Why? Because my technique is from the old school.
Yeah.
We had big strokes. We didn't move too much. Everything was different. The game is different today. So if we want to go to the, Central American Caribbean Championships, Pan Am
Can
Champions,
you repeat that for me,
yeah,
please? Can you
yeah,
repeat
yes.
that statement for me loud, please? The game is what?
The game has changed. The game of table tennis has evolved. It
Yeah.
is no longer played the way we used to play it even 10, 15 years ago.
That is
So
facts. Yeah.
the concept that we had was basically bring the kids to the academy, bring 8 of them, 4 and 4, and bring 2 young coaches. Kane could be one of the coaches, you know, because the coaches will also receive training. And what the coaches are going to be trained on is the corrections that the kids are receiving. The coaches will learn how to keep them maintenance and help them develop. The idea is that you make several trips through the years, and it will take a couple of years to get them where they need to be, but they will get to that level and they will be competitive again. Why is it so important to me as a Puerto Rican, not even a Jamaican, that Jamaica becomes strong again? Because you make the Caribbean stronger.
Yeah.
Simple. I
Yeah,
am from the
represent
Caribbean.
for our territory. We have to represent for our territory. As you said,
Exactly.
even though we are different islands, we are in close proximity and we're like the same people. And we're ready to
We
take
are
on the world.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Look at what just happened in Busan right now.
Yeah.
India, the India women took China
Yeah.
to 3-2.
Yeah. Yeah.
They almost win.
Yeah.
And for the first time, the undefeated Song Yin Sha lost a match
Yeah.
in team play. So what is that telling us? The Chinese have been dominating the world, yes, but the rest of the world is catching up. So
Yeah.
we cannot afford to stay behind. And I'm not
Okay.
just talking about Jamaica, I'm talking about the entire Caribbean.
Caribbean.
So we
Yeah.
prepared a proposal with the associated costs. What would it cost to bring these kids, bring them to HITA
All
and
right, tell us.
go ahead, go
Yeah,
ahead.
man. Tell us about the time, the dates and the time frame for this camp.
Okay, the dates are open. And the reason why the dates are open are simple. We proposed to Mr. Samuda, the president of the Jamaica Olympic Association, to find the funding for the federation. It's no secret that there have been issues with JTTA in the past, right?
Yeah.
We all know that. We can accept that. So,
In the
in order
current
to
as well, not past. Also currently.
right,
Yeah.
yes. So my proposal to him was simple. You find the funding, right? And there is immediate transparency. The purpose of a federation, what's been happening is if the Olympic Committee is the person that has the funding for the sports of a country, what you should do rather than, hey, Kane, here's a bunch of money, see what you can do with table tennis.
Yeah.
The way it should be done is, Kane, bring me a plan and bring me a budget. What is it going to cost to do this, that, and that? And pay it directly. Let the Olympic Committee pay it directly. The director of the federation, if he needs a salary, pay him a salary because it takes time of your life to work. But we need somebody with character and with knowledge of table tennis and knowledge of what needs to happen to help develop the federation
Yeah.
from where we're at from where we're at to where we need to be.
Okay,
Uh,
but so you're saying that this camp is open right throughout the year? So if a kid wants to
yes,
come
sir.
and so for example, a kid, because I don't believe in traveling for 2 weeks and 3 weeks. I more believe in traveling for 2, 3 years. So is something like that possible at the Houston
Ye-
facility for a child
yes, it
to
is.
start going high school over there and live and
Yes, it
train?
is. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, it
Okay.
is. But what has not happened yet is the initial dialogue back from Jamaica to us, telling us this sounds good. Let's move forward. Let's put some dates. Let's put a budget. What needs to happen?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that has not happened yet. I have not heard personally back from Mr. Samuda. We've tried to send a few messages here and there to see if there is any reply. And once again, even if the answer is no, we're not interested, we're going to do something different, it's fine. But
Yeah.
at least there is a dialogue. And
Yeah. Yeah.
since there wasn't a plan for training for the Jamaica national team, and I call it national team, whether there is or no a national team, it should be a national team in my estimation, the way that it should be done. And when I'm expressing what I'm expressing to you is my personal opinion as an old table tennis player. I believe that the players that are representing the country should go into trials. It
Yeah.
should be selected by trials, but that's your decision. I'm not
Yeah.
JPTA. But if you have trials and you have the four best kids, both boys and girls, develop these kids over the year. Right now, they will be the junior national team. But in 2 years, they might be the adult national team.
Yes.
And by that time, they will have the level that is necessary not only to be competitive, but to be able to have a chance to stand on the podium. Because why does the Olympic committees exist in the world? Is to bring, the glory and to the country.
And also to fund the development process, the process of development.
Exactly. But in
that.
addition to that, something that I put in the proposal as well. Look, if you are smart, it's easier for the top person to approach businesses. So Mr. Samuda or whoever is in the position of power that has the respect of the community, you can also go to successful businesses in Jamaica who pay taxes to the government, by the way, and that he can solicit sponsorships. And what they're going to get out of the sponsorships is number one, your logos will be on the shirts of our players. All the shirts they use for training and for competition, they will always have those logos because they're representing those companies in addition to the country. And then if you do it the smart way, you find companies in Jamaica that are successful in Jamaica that have an opportunity to export their products elsewhere. So that gives more value to carrying the logo of a company that is from Jamaica that can be recognized around the Caribbean. That's another way of getting funding. Go ahead.
Quick thing before, I heard you mention GOA. Did you approach the national body here, the Jamaica Table Tennis Association, as well with your proposal?
I also know Mr. Liu, very, very nice gentleman. He also came to the academy. I met him at the same time as I met Mr. Grant. I approached him several times with trying to create a plan.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm doing that is simple. As I said, I've been in table tennis for a long time. I lived in the United States for over 40 years. So although I am a Puerto Rican, I've lived in the United States for longer than I lived in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Right? I've known, fortunately for me, I have known the majority of the coaches that are here in the United States, many coaches and many places that are like Mirandela. I know of the training centers in Taiwan, training centers in Germany, in Sweden, in France. I bet any amount of money on my team of coaches, not because I'm here, not because I'm the manager of the academy. I became a manager of the academy after they made believers out of me. Okay. We have a very, very detailed program. A good example, and he didn't get the amount of training that he needed, but Mr. Brian Blake is a young man participating in the championships. Mr. Christopher Lin came here for a few weeks of training as well. In the past, Gary White came here also for some training. Azizi Johnson also came here for a couple of weeks of training. So what they show me in that short period of time is simple. We are, and when I say we, everybody in the Caribbean, we are great athletes. We're very athletic.
Yes.
Right?
Sorry, I don't want to cut you, but we're really out of time.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, man. So the association, Mr. Angelo, got this proposal as well as the Jamaica Olympic Association.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. All right.
And the proposal was sent to Mr. Grant as well. The SALTA is doing an effort trying to get this fire up and running. And Mr. Grant.
Right, well, I see your passion. So my suggestion to you is that to keep reaching out to them as well. You know, sometimes it's not just one. You probably have to have a follow-up. You know, because these things. We're in the middle of an election and all of that. So it sounds like a good proposal in my opinion. As I said, I like the fact that you'll also allow them to actually live there, because that's what That's what I think it will take for them to actually improve
Tho-
the level instead of back and
Those,
yeah.
yeah, that can be arranged. We just have to talk.
All
And
right.
I'm
But in
waiting for
closing,
Mr. Samu.
okay. But in
Pardon me?
closing, just tell us about your club real quick again. What's the name of your club?
The name is the Houston International Table Tennis Academy. We're in Katy, Texas. We are a facility. We have approximately 20 tables.
Yes.
We are in the process of developing a larger facility a little bit later down the road. We have approximately 200 students. We have approximately 300 members. We have 10 professional level coaches. We have a great junior training program. We have helped Guatemala national team, for example, that came for 1 month of training, and they finally medaled both in the men's and in the women's doubles for the first time in history after training a month at HITA. They medaled in the Central American Caribbean Championships.
All right.
We believe that we can help you.
Well, I can. Well, the fact that you have a state-of-the-art facility and you have your doors are open 24/7.
Yes, sir.
And I know some of these coaches.
and you have
I know Ojo personally.
Yeah.
I know Ojo.
Well,
So-
all the best. All the best. And as I
Please-
said before,
You'll be hearing from us. You'll be hearing more from us.
Very
what about the
good.
social media pages, yeah, and Instagram and all of these other. Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, I'm asking about your Facebook, Instagram.
Yes, but so obviously we in Instagram we are HITTA USA. We call it HITA. HITTA USA. That's our Instagram. On Facebook, if you do Houston International Table Tennis Academy, you find a page. You can find my page also, Manny Velasquez. I'm friends with Kane. I do a lot of posting, constant postings about our events and things like that. We have a great camp coming up in March with a $10,000 prize fund tournament. March 16th and 17th will be the tournament. So we have great things planned for the year. And we are year around 7 days a week. Whenever Jamaica contacts me, we'll have our doors open and ready to embrace you.
All right.
I like that proposal, and I mean everybody on here is listening and hearing what is going on. So it's just for us to move forward now. And as I said, you'll be hearing from us as the Primal desk here and more Jamaicans and try to get things moving. Cause I like what I'm hearing, and as I said, we've been friends on Facebook for a while, and I see the movement, and I believe in.
Thank you. Thank you. Keep up the program. I do watch it from in occasion I watch you. You're doing good. Keep it up.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, man.
All right, Mr. Valles.
Thank you.
All right, one love, peace.
One love.
Yeah, man. All right.
Yeah, speaking of one love, you didn't know it's Reggae Month?
I don't really believe in
You
those
don't
stuff
believe in Reggae Month?
because
The big premiere of the Bob Marley.
every month is Reggae Month. I don't believe in Black History Month. I don't believe in Reggae Month.
Yeah.
I think that we should celebrate that all year round, especially as Jamaicans.
Yeah.
I mean, for the world, they can have Reggae Month, but reggae is our thing. So I don't believe in Black History Month because I'm Black 12 months a
One
year.
love, you know?
I mean, one love. Reggae is what I listen to every day. I'm in the club, I listen to reggae / dancehall. I mean, but yeah. But it's good to have recognition for these things.
You guys watch the movie yet?
No, I don't watch it as it. But I'm sure Peter have something to say
Yes, I
about
know
that.
Peter has something.
Yeah, I know what time it is.
All right, it's time for Primal. Sports commentary.
He's stealing all the topics. I don't have anything to talk about.
No, we're introducing the topics. We
I don't have anything to talk about.
Like you.
I have nothing to talk about. Greetings all. So we had agreed on green shirts. Thanks to Manny Velasquez for maintaining the color code. I didn't do such a good job. This is the wrong color green, especially now, the wrong color green. Anyway, Romario, or as they say in Brazil, Romario, says that he's a better player than Haaland, Mbappe, Suarez, Rivaldo, Bebeto, Zico, and Neymar. He says that Messi and him on the same level. And he also says that only 2 players were better than him. And I like that in a sportsman now. Where a sportsman assessment is, to me, is gospel. He must really believe that. He says that only Maradona and Pele were better than him. And you know something? I kind of agree. Romario, I don't know, you remember Romario? Romario was like a shadow striker. He could always find himself in the right spot at the right time. Nothing too elaborate. No fighting, no pushing, no poking, just getting the ball in the back of the net. Not even jumping that high, right? And yet always getting a goal. He probably helped Brazil to 1 or 2 World Cups, if memory serves me right. But he was the consummate striker as far as I'm...
One World Cup.
Well, don't change the fact.
Yeah,
The consummate striker in terms of beating the offside trap and getting that final touch. Yeah, I think I agree with him. I think he's better than Haaland and Mbappe, better than Suarez, and on the same level as Ronaldinho and the real Ronaldo, and Messi and Ronaldo. It's a fair assessment. What say you?
Not on the same level as Messi.
Okay, so India came to World Cup, World Championship. There's World Team Championships going on in Korea, in Busan, Korea right now. And I have a little pet peeve as usual. They're showing all the matches except table 1. Now, as the people know, all the big guns play on table 1. And on YouTube, we're getting all the matches live, streaming on YouTube, except table 1. I don't like that. I think they should just free up the thing. Free up the thing. We're going to talk more about free up later on. But free up the thing. Eh? India nearly beat China. 3-2. India women's team playing against China, the most unbeatable team, even more unbeatable than the men. Indian women they were up 2-1 at one point. They beat world number 1 Song Ying Sha, and they beat number 2 Wang Yidi or whatever her name is. I think that's a fantastic achievement. But the Indians are doing something funny. All 3 players from India are junk rubber players, including the substitute and the coach. Junk rubber players. They're all using the same, Manika Batra from India.
Yep.
They're using the same long pimple style of catching at the table and then smashing the pop-up ball. I think that's an ugly form of table tennis. I think that it's almost cheating. But at the same time, well done, India. 3-2. Who knew? Those Indians don't even look like athletes. To me, they look like a bunch of schoolgirls. But they played well. Congratulations. Almost shocked the world. Well done, India. Super Bowl this year. Kane again stole my thunder. I didn't see the quarterback matchup, but I thought the quarterback for Frisco was kind of clever. He made the most clever, deceptive moves before throwing the ball and all this kind of thing. I kind of admire him. And I wasn't impressed by Mahomes at all, except that he threw the winning or the near winning pass near the end of the game. The halftime show was all right. Usher did his thing because he exposed a lot of R&B artists that we haven't seen in a long while. I liked seeing H.E.R., her. I think she's called her. And I liked seeing Luda. Luda was bad. And so it was a good halftime show. Not the best. We're going to have a debate over who had the best. My brother thinks Prince had the best halftime show. I think that East Coast rap, West Coast rap team with Dr. Dre and thing there, beat them to it. Beat them to it. We're going back to the World Championship in table tennis. Dmitry Ovtcharov from Germany had his bag stolen just before going to the World Championships. And that is a big setback in table tennis, In fact, I can think of no other sport in which the equipment is more personal than a table tennis racket.
Lawn tennis.
No, sir.
Yes.
Lawn tennis, I've seen players smash the very racket that they're playing with and throw and pick up a next one and smash that racket and pick up a next one. Ask a table tennis player to do that. You will never see the relationship between a table tennis player and his racket. You guys might know this, is a very personal one. There's a great table tennis player called Jano Viwalna, the greatest European of all time. And some people say the greatest, but no, the greatest European of all time. Walner went to a tournament in the USA and lost his racket. And the dealer for Donick wanted to, they have a Donick store that sell the rackets Walner use. And this is why they always trick us in table tennis, Tell us we're using the same thing that the pros using. So they got him a blade, several blades, and he had to weigh them and choose one. And then he glued the blade and he soaked the blade in water and did all kind of thing to try and get back his feel. And for days, Walnut practiced with the racket. And then he was going out there to defend his reputation as the best player in the world at the time. And Walnut decided not to play. Would you believe that? He was using the same blade that they're selling with Walner's name on it, and he wouldn't play on it. Now, you and I know that if Lewis Hamilton have a problem with the Mercedes, he can drive a next car, right? And if what the jumping man name, the pole vaulter, this scientist,
Duplantis.
yeah, if Duplantis losing pole, he will jump with another pole. But a table tennis player will not defend his reputation with another racket. So just so you guys know that thing there. But I wonder how people watch the Premier League in Jamaica. How want to see Premier League? Tell me, people in America, we are suffering here in Jamaica. Big English Premier League is going on, and nobody can get to see these matches. You have to use all kind of website and VPNs and all this kind of thing. Somebody bought the rights to the English League, and we are suffering here in Jamaica. We can't get to see the ball. We can't see Aston Villa, Manchester United. We have to be sneaking a little thing on YouTube and all this kind of thing. One of the things we missed was Aston Villa losing 1-2 to Manchester United last week. Leon Bailey, who is the pride of Jamaica now, just signed a new 3-year contract. Leon Bailey was having a peach of a game. He was penetrating. You saw the game?
No, I didn't.
He was. You saw the game? You guys are in the business sports, right?
No, my VPN wasn't up. I couldn't
Anyway, Leon Bailey was running amok with Manchester United. I see Froggy shaking his head in the thing there. And guess what they did at 75 minutes? They took Leon Bailey off. What a disservice. And then obviously they conceded a game and lost the match. Some people said it's not important. Important to me, I like to see winning. I don't think it was a good moment for the coach. I make a few predictions here, but one thing I'm going to predict is that Noah Lyles is looking ominous this year. I've been watching his 50 meters. Is it 60 meters?
60.
I've been watching his 60-meter training. I've been watching his training. I've been watching his early season. I think nobody's going to test this boy. He's improved in his start. That was his weakness, you know. His first 15 meters. But no, the man is running past Christian Coleman and all these people in the early league.
The 200 record.
And I am here to say that the 200-meter record will be under threat. The 100-meter, hold on, the 100-meter, he will win the gold medal. But he will not put the 100-meter on the threat. But that 200-meter looks doable. Remember, you know, the second best 200-meter is Johan Blake. And Christian, surely Noah Lyles looking better than Blake ever looked at any point over the 200 meters. Let's admit that. It's all Bolt had to put out that extra effort to set that world record, you know. And I'm telling you that Noah Lyles, you can bet the farm on the double goal and possibly a world record in the 200. Now, tonight, talking about bets, I'm going to put my 100% record at risk for UFC 298 tonight. Volkanovski is going to fight Ilya Topuria, a Spanish man with a 14-0 record in the main event. And this one is worth watching because Topuria so far has been beating people, but to me, he's been knocking over what you call tomato cans. I don't know that he's up to fight Volkanovski. Volkanovski just fought some guys way bigger than him. And so my prediction, and you guys can bet the farm, Volkanovski in round 3 by TKO, close to the end of the round. My computer's not that accurate, so I can't predict the second. There's 2 other interesting fights. Paulo Costa is going to fight Whittaker. I have Costa winning that fight. Bantamweight, Henry Cejudo makes his return. Henry Cejudo is, what weight? Bantamweight. Against somebody I don't know. So I'm not going to bet on Cejudo winning, but I think it's likely he will win. But you can bet for the, what they call it? The exacta. When you bet on Paulo Costa winning by submission and Volkanovski winning by TKO. Any extra money anybody makes, you can send it to me. Last week, I was going to predict, I was going to do my counteraction to Shensea's hit and run, but I still haven't come up with the right lines yet because Shensea has really hurt my feelings with this hit and run song. So next week again, I will try again to release this. Now, finally, no, there are 2 things before the final. Bob Marley movie come out, and everybody in Jamaica begs over why we don't use a Jamaican actor. I have a simple answer. The movie is made by a company called Paramount, an American company. And they like to hire actors who are professional movie star actors who are members of what's called the Screen Actors Guild. You don't just pick up a random Jamaican or a son of a singer and say, come and sing the song. For example, Muhammad Ali, they didn't pick a Golden Gloves man to play Muhammad Ali. They didn't pick a politician from South Africa to play Nelson Mandela. They picked actors who are members of the Screen Actors Guild. And guess what? I think the people at Paramount know a little bit more about movies than we do. And making
just a
movies.
little bit, yeah.
And guess what? The movie is a box office hit. It's already #1 box office hit for this season. So Paramount was right? And we were all wrong. There's no need for no Jamaican in Bob Marley movie and all this kind. This is not Dancehall Queen. And this is not Shutters, where we need to hear the Jamaican thing and the amount of cloth and we leave the movie slightly amused. This is a movie about Bob Marley, who was a world figure done by one of the world's biggest movie companies. Finally, on another big artist, the Cartel Trial. I've been watching the Cartel Trial and I've been watching it. You guys know I'm a student of law, right? More than anything else. I might be big on ethics, but I'm even bigger on law. And I'm trying to tell you that I've watched the submissions by the King's counsels from various sides and all this kind of thing. And once again, I have to make a prediction. Cartel will get off. And the Jamaican government is asking for a retrial. In other words, that's almost an admission that they would rather him have a retrial than Cartel get freed. Many years ago, I called for Cartel to be freed on this show because I had studied the evidence gathering. I had studied the jurisdiction. I had studied the case. And once again, I have to say one more thing to the King's, what I'm going to name the Privy Council of England, Free Vibes Cartel. And that's sports commentary. What say you?
Free world boss.
What a long and good commentary.
I think it better for world boss if him stay there. You know?
Why, if free is a national holiday, you know?
Tell you why. Imagine the streets of Jamaica.
Tell you that.
Better contest there. Too much problem. But yeah, that's a story for another day. But yeah, that was sports commentary, the controversial boss himself. Do remember the phone lines are now open. 1-876-552-7406. I'll repeat that again. 1-876-552-7406.
It's a call in now, people.
And via WhatsApp only. Yeah.
We only have 14 minutes to go. So
yeah, it's a 1 hour show today. And I mean,
in.
Peter touched on a few points that I can't remember all of them, but even one.
Which one stood out? Which ones? I know which one stood out. But
probably the equipment one.
Or the equipment.
That one stood out because when he said it, I'm looking at other sports. I'm wondering if I can get the boots that Messi actually playing. If I go to a store and say, send me that. When he's Mercurial, I don't even remember. Or I get a boots of Zidane playing or Cristiano Ronaldo playing. But the top table tennis players in the world, we don't get those equipment, you know.
No, we don't play. They don't use commercial equipment.
Those things are manufactured for the top players only, and then we get the mass production. Yeah. I wonder if it's like that in every sport. Like if I want a lawn tennis racket, I can get I want that racket that Federer play. Although it's it's string and probably string up different.
I think those guys probably get it custom to their liking, even though the name might be on it.
Yeah, something must be custom about it. What about the boots, football boots, you think?
Oh, I never thought of that one, but I was...
I mean, a shin pad is a shin pad. You can get a shin pad.
Messi, why would you buy it from a store? I think they could probably come and fit him to perfection and every creases of the...
I don't think they have their own personal boots.
You don't think Messi would have their own personal...
I don't think
custom made...
Meaning, but that's sell. But that's sell. That's sell. No, the diamond don't affect the performance. That just diamonds in it.
So you think the same shoes that Messi
I
wear
buy a
would be the same?
I buy a Tenergy and put that on my racket. That's not the same Tenergy.
That's what I'm saying. So you're asking about
the
Messi
same leather that
boots.
make Messi boots. It's the same leather that sell in Western sports.
Sure.
I'm wondering. I'm wondering. So that's why Messi dribble the ball. So that's what stood out to me. You know. Yeah. The boots that Messi use, you think it's different than the boots that they're selling?
Possibly, yeah.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know. I'm just wondering because I said that stood out to me, because we know we know the specifics of table tennis and the equipment down to the blade and the ball. And
our sport is more specific.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering if a boots is a boots.
I probably not, you know. When you really look at it that way,
you think about boots? I
don't think Messi.
I don't remember a football player. I don't remember which football player it was. I'm saying him have a lucky boots and him playing at the same boots for probably over 10 years span. That him not clean the boots, him take out the boots and put down, and him playing at the boots same way.
Big match time.
I don't remember which football player that was, but even so, no man, a recent player. Okay. But I'm just saying, if that is the case, the boots must wear down, you know. I'm still playing that, you know.
Let me ask you one question.
I can't play the same Tenergy for 10 years.
Viv Richards could I use any V500 bat?
Cricket.
I think he have a special bat.
So you think cricket, them have a special bat for cricket? You think Chris Gale bat? We know it heavy and bigger. But you tell me, say, I can't get a Chris Gale bat.
V500 I can buy at Western Sports. That's all I'm asking.
No.
I'm wondering.
I think those guys probably have a specific
I've
weight.
some research to do for
They
next
probably
week.
have
And
specific weight that they want.
no, but not even the weight. Not the weight alone. The
Yeah, but-
material that make it.
The problem.
Remember. I'm looking at it from a table tennis, from a table tennis standpoint.
Because in modern times, they probably don't want to use the same amount of material to cut costs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I
So
think
the
of
tree,
it now.
the specifics, the tree, everything that make Chris Gale bat. You tell me, say, I can go up to Western Sports and get a bat. Remember, so the Tenergy me go up to Western Sports and get is not the same Tenergy that come.
It's not. I'm sure it's not.
No, I am 100% sure it's not.
Yeah, it's
Because
the
I've
same
gotten
Tenergy.
Tenergy from players before and be like, hey, make sure say
So
when
the
it,
pros get better stuff.
Of
the
course,
pros get better
easily.
stuff. So I'm saying the pros in other sports, do they get better stuff? Or are we available to, like say a regular footballer can say, hey, I can buy a Messi boots and the same Messi boots. It's not the same size,
what-
you know. It
remember-
can't be the same size.
This is the shoe that won the New York Marathon.
There you go. Is it a difference? Is that the same shoes that they run marathon? It's just a mass production of that.
Track and field is easy, man. It's mass production. That's a
See the
different.
spikes
that's
up
a
bolt
different-
running. The spikes up bolt running. You think I can get that?
Yeah, man.
Or
because
Puma
you don't really
fine
need
tune
much
that spikes for
touch.
bolt.
You don't really need much
But
touch.
that's what stood out for me in
Yeah.
Peter's commentary.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Apart from the Romario thing and the Johan Blake, because even so, that time that Johan Blake ran, is probably the fastest 200-meter time. now.
Peter was a little bit disrespectful.
Slow out of the blocks.
Because Johan Blake stood up out of the blocks. And then him say, so me go run
He
today.
said something that I don't 100% agree with one of your takes. You and Blake, I can't put that man in you and Blake class yet.
No.
You serious?
I'm that dead serious.
No.
When you and Blake,
So
was
a
firing,
bolt stop
when you
Blake.
and Blake was firing Peter.
Yeah.
The man around 9'7", 9'6". I cannot put no lives in his shoes yet.
I was just looking at 200 meters.
And even the 200, he ran
I
19,
don't remember you having that
1940.
dominance in the 200 meters. I don't.
You can't have it because Bolt is there.
That is true.
You can't have it. Bolt is there. But you remember, say he's the only other man to run sub 19.3.
30. Yeah.
And he did it walking out the
Well,
blocks.
Olympics coming up in the James.
Yeah.
All right.
You and Blake walk out to the blocks,
Of course.
Yeah.
But people, it's time for Froggy.
Five.
Fragging 2.
Fucking It's a short
Yeah, man, go ahead,
version.
Froggy. Take it away.
So think Peter touched at it last week. Blue cards. So roses are red and FIFA is now blue. So they're going for the blue card and Peter have a big problem with it. I don't have a problem. There's only one question I have for FIFA regarding this blue card. What if the goalkeeper decide to rant at the referee and the referee decides to say, I can't bother with you and give him a blue card? That's a sin bin for 10 minutes. Who goes in the goal?
Never thought of that one. Go on.
Same thing in football.
Outfield.
Somewhere that's going to go.
Outfield, but you're not forcing. You're forced. They won't be
Also, one
down
of the
to.
outfield, one of the would actually become the goalkeeper.
So it's down to 9 men now. So you have a choice now. Is either you
Oh, you know.
take off. You're down to 9.
Why is it?
Goalkeeper come out, leave you with 10, and you have to take off an outfield player. To put in the goal, you're going
Are
on to
the
9.
outfield player that's going to keep going?
Yeah. You're going on to 9
But
players.
still 10 people are going to be on the field.
Yeah, but the 9 people, you have a player on the field. Outfield player gone in the goal.
Yeah, but
So you
yeah.
have double disadvantage. You have no say. You have the coaches no
So
left
you
for that
prefer
choice.
to play it with no keeper then?
They left with that choice. Sub the keeper and done.
Anyway, you take it is 9 outfield players
For
because
10
it's
minutes.
It's the same reverse where it's an outfield player out or a goalkeeper out. You're forced to put a keeper in because you have to play the keeper.
It's situational, though. It could be situational. But if you have 5 minutes to go in the match or 10 minutes to go in the match,
That's
you
another
probably would
question
have
now.
to sub and get a red.
It's the same, you know.
No,
No, man.
I mean like the goalkeeper.
The
like
goalkeeper.
If you're leading one love, you don't want a competent goalkeeper if that keeper on the field get the blue card. So yeah, so it's situational to a point.
But if you're subbing the goalkeeper, you can sub the goalkeeper, you know. As a sin bid, you can sub him and you still keep your 11.
So
But
It works
suppose him
out.
come out now, you're left with an option. Sub him at that point, or you put an outfield player
so you
in the
actually
goal.
sub
You
any
can
body
sub
with a
him.
blue card.
Yeah, you can just sub him
same,
off. So you sub him while he's there, put in a second string, or you put in an outfield player into the goal. I left with 9 outfield players for 10 minutes.
Can you imagine if a keeper... It's the same thing like a keeper
They're
getting a
gonna
red
try
card.
it.
It's no different. If a keeper gets a red card, what would you do?
You will
Sub him same way.
If a
Yeah.
keeper gets a red card, what would you do?
You have to put in a new one.
There you
But you
go.
put in a competent goalkeeper.
There you
the
go.
difference, no, but the difference with the blue card, you can still keep your 11,
Yeah.
But when you have that 10 minutes gap, and you're faced with the option, should I sub and keep my 11, or should I?
Say, don't create another drama.
No,
kinda-
but the thing is, if you get a red card, right?
That's a red card. It
I'm
don't
just
count.
saying, we have the option always
subbing,
of getting a red card, right? And we are playing with what 10 men now. For the rest of the match, what gonna happen? You play 10 men.
Yeah.
No, you only play 10 men for 10 minutes. And you get back 11 players.
played 9
You
players.
can't play it. How you played 9?
Oh, you're
Because
talking if it's a
one,
goalkeeper.
if it's the goalkeeper, 9 players are
How you
going
gonna
to play
play 9
outfield
players?
because they're going to take out one of your outfielders to put in the goal.
So it's the same 9
So
if
you
you get
still
a
have
red
9.
card. If an outfield player gets a red card, how much players you play?
But this is it's a situation where you're forced, your hand is forced as a coach.
It's the same.
Do I play with 9 players on the field for 10 minutes and play defensive the whole time? Or do I sub my goalkeeper and I keep my 11 players and continue playing?
You can't keep 11. You mean keep 11? You have 10 out there.
So,
You sub the blue card.
One thing for sure though.
More drama.
No, one thing for sure though.
coach.
One thing for sure though.
Yeah.
A keeper has to be in the goal.
Yeah.
And if you get a red card, or a blue card,
red.
you're down to 10.
It's 2 blue cards.
It's not that.
And that's
It's not
next
that hard
week.
of a month.
2 blue card give you equate to you being suspended. Or equate to you
I'm
equate
just
to a red card.
Or 2 blue.
2 blues already.
It must be beneficial because if you get a red card, you can't return. If you get a blue
True.
card, you can return. So
You can return.
it's
The two
easier
blues
to
are-
match out.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
gonna create. What I'm
Yeah,
saying,
don't
it's gonna create more drama within the match from the coach's point. So a coach can make a decision with like 5-10 minutes and it burning, and the media they're upon him for the whole
Nah,
time
I don't
after.
think so.
And the next problem
I don't
is
think
the
so.
next issue I have is
It's have options.
it's basi-
options.
it's
that
basically-
go create-
But what
In
option?
terms of-
The option is I can put my player back out there.
No,
It must be
no, what
beneficial.
I'm saying, it can be. You can have a one love lead. It can be whatever. It's situational. It can be situational.
The only difference
It
is
create
now
drama.
you're not playing with.
a professional goalkeeper.
You're not playing with 10 players for the rest of the match.
With what? With the red card?
Me with the blue,
blue
card,
card.
you can come back.
Yes.
Versus
Yes,
me
sir.
getting a red. Wow, the situation the situation before is yellow red.
Yeah.
You get a red. There's
I'm not-
no
I'm-
coming back.
I'm not looking at
You
it
get a
from
blue.
that. I'm just looking at it from situation, points in the game. Maybe you're down one or you're up one. Or I'm just looking at it.
I
at that
think
point.
the drama would be more with the referees
Discretion,
when
'cause
they
a ref-
issue.
it's
the
a referee's
blue. I think
discretion,
the problem
you
is
know.
more on the referees than anybody else.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I would prefer you give me a yellow card than a blue card.
And yes, and I think the ref is number one. And I
Of
think
course, it must be the referee.
The coach is going to be number
Ah,
two.
the coaches really know how to do it.
Because the ref, it's basically the ref discretion whether I give you a blue or yellow.
And
I
even
know
some
they are
coach-
big on dissent these days.
some coaches take out players when they get a yellow card because they don't want to go down to 10 men. Me like, all right, I'm not going to sacrifice you now because you're in a yellow card. Take him out, put in your next player. What they do with a blue card, and when does a referee give a blue card versus give a yellow and give a red?
Dissent tactical fouls and clinical fouls.
So is this thing coming into our? Is this a
They're
suggestion?
trying. They're going to be trying out. They're going to try out
It is
March
rubbish
2nd.
if you ask me.
I think so too.
I think it's rubbish if you ask me, but
So
because
ta-
I mean,
tactical
when do you
foul
give
is-
it?
Tactical foul is like 2 against 1.
Yeah.
2 defender, 1 forward coming down. I just tug him shirt and make sure say him can
Like the
go down
Chiellini
for-
versus Saka.
Yeah,
Why?
that's a blue card.
So instead of giving Chiellini a yellow card
Give him a blue card and
or a
take
red
him.
card, because that would be harsh to give him a red.
You give him a blue card.
Worse, he wasn't the last defender, but clearly it was a tactical foul.
You give him a blue
So why
card.
not just give him a yellow?
You don't want him
But
on the
you're
field.
saying give him a blue card and then put the team down, Italy now, down to a disadvantage of
Yeah.
playing
Yeah,
with one less
yeah.
defender.
Yeah.
So in
And
case
this-
like that, not be a blue card.
Blue card, yeah. And this time to mean when them normally crowd around the referee and
So I wonder if a referee can give 3 players a blue card.
That's
Because
the
Cherry
next
gang
thing.
up and say, yo, ref, how can I hear that call that? And Cherry say, yo, Ray. I'm looking around and see Cherry. I'm like, yo, hold that, 3 blue card. I mean, that's tough.
Well, you know, changes always happen every decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just today I realized that in 1970 World Cup is when they introduced yellow and red cards. And they didn't have nobody getting any red card during that World Cup.
Hard tackling.
Yeah.
Let's see what this blue card thing about. We're all about progress, but sometimes we do things that, because some people still don't like VR, while some people are in love with VR.
Application.
We have to wrap up.
Yep.
We have to wrap up.
Time flies, eh?
Yeah, man.
1 hour show.
Manny
Velasquez. Yeah. You need to brush up on your Spanish, mate. Yeah, you don't speak any Spanish?
From Houston Table Tennis Club, you know, he has a proposal for the Jamaican
I like what
community.
I like what I heard, definitely.
Yeah, man. So, again, thank our listeners. Fit
FM
96.7, you know, Primal 4K, you know, all the people on Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Next week we'll look on the NBA All-Star game, because even earlier in the week I had a discussion, what is an All-Star and who is an All-Star?
Yeah.
Because some people want to see electrifying players an All-Star. Some people say the best player should be an All-Star, because I don't know how Sabonis is not an All-Star. But people even saying, they only want to see Sabonis play. So it's all down to definition. So next week we'll talk more about the NBA All-Star weekend and more about the NBA going into the final stretch. See if the Lakers and Warriors, even I hear a rumor about Warriors made a bid for LeBron. Oh gosh, come on. We'll talk about that next week. Plus, I mean, Peter's predictions are juicy. Watch UFC. I mean, NBA All-Star weekend. I want something to watch. And I mean, you know, try get an EPL link and watch some football over the weekend as well. But have a wonderful weekend. One love from the Primal Sports Decks. And I mean, big up. Peace.
All right.